Hello, Cherries. Welcome to Live Jerry Cherry Sunday, episode 70. And in today's video, I'm going to show you the easiest way to play the minor blues all across the neck. And when I say the easiest way, I mean, it really is the easiest way, I think. It's just it's a good way to really just visualize the chords and this progression that I'm going to show you as well. And let's get right to it. And so basically, we're going to do a C minor blues jam. And it's based on the Gary B.B. Coleman song, The Sky is Crying. So it's basically the same progression from Gary B.B. Coleman, The Sky is Crying, and Stevie Ray Vaughan made it very famous too, a version that he did of this. Good morning, David Belcher. So as always, I'm going to put a timestamp in the description. So if you're not watching live right now, when you watch it on the replay, you can skip right to the lesson. But right now I'm going to say hello to some of my friends here in the chat. I got David Belcher. What's happening, David? Give you some applause. Good morning. Well, good afternoon now. Unless you're in California somewhere. Hello, Kelly. So good to see you. Give you a round of applause. Hopefully you guys are enjoying your Sunday afternoon so far and hopefully had a great weekend. And I'm still trying to get caffeinated here. So I made this coffee this morning in my Jerry Cherry mug. So what are you guys drinking? Did you have your morning coffee yet? All right. Hello, Rosalind. Are you caffeinated and ready to play? Hopefully you are. So I brew my own coffee in my French press that I have, and I got these really great espresso beans from this place on Bleecker Street in Greenwich Village, and it's really, really a great place called the Puerto Rican Export Company, and you go in and it's just like coffee, wall to wall, beans, and I go there and get a pound of just Italian espresso, and I chop them up myself and put them in my little French press. I have a little percolator too, but on my gas stove it's too small and it falls right through the holders on the. So what are you gonna do? So Earl Grey tea, it's a good way to start your day, and maybe you started hours ago. But French roast at breakfast, nice. I love it. I have some cinnamon tea, cinnamon apple tea. So good. All right, so we got some tea, we got some coffee, we got some water, and probably mostly coffee. Still trying to wake up. Had a long weekend. Hopefully you guys' weekend has been great. Have you done anything really, really good this weekend? Let me know. I had 2 gigs. I played Friday night with my disco band, Saturday night with an 80s/90s band. So a lot of playing. And we're going to get going today on some blues, some fun blues. That's really, really going to make it easier for you to kind of see. So basically, in a nutshell, it's a C minor blues. So the progression is going to be a C, like this. It's real slow too. And then to an F minor. Right, the 4 chord. Excuse me. Back to a C. Real easy. C minor. So it's really like a fast 4, they call it. So I'm going to the 4 chord on the 1, 2. And this one I'm going to the F minor. Back to the C sharp, C minor, right? And then I'm going to the 4 chord again, F minor. Stay on that for a couple bars. Back to C. Right? Bear with me here. Then it goes to the 5 chord, G minor. F minor, right? And C minor. F minor, C minor. And right there I'm playing a G7 chord. It's the only chord that's not minor. So we're gonna, because it's part of the turnaround. It leads really nicely to that. I mean, I could play a G minor there. It's really up to you. It really depends on the song that you're playing. You know, if you're making up the song, you can do anything you want. But in this particular song, where it's "The Sky Is Crying" by Gary B.B. Coleman, he actually hits the major chord. Because actually what he's hitting in there too is a chord that sounds more like this. Which is it's an augmented chord. So here's a G chord, regular G chord, augmented, which means you just take the fifth and raise it up a half step. Gives a little bit more suspense. It resolves really nicely back to that one chord, C minor. So over that, so it's really like a altered chord because you're altering it. You're taking what's normally there, which is the fifth of a chord, and you're altering it by just raising up one of the notes a half step. Okay, so therefore you could actually play the altered scale over it. So you're kind of, because that one note that you're changing, you can actually change that as well with it. So hopefully you're getting all this so far. It's real simple. Now, the beauty of this, we don't end there, is that I'm going to kind of start at the lowest part of the neck and then just work my way up. Instead of just locking down into one area, I mean, you could do that. You could sit here and play in this one position, the same scale, over and over again. But the beauty of what I'm going to show you today is that you can kind of visualize just the root notes of those three chords all over the place. And if you could see the root note, then you could see a couple other notes that go along with it. So instead of trying to visualize everything everywhere, taking like the C, when you get to the first chord, C, I'm seeing C right here, right? And it goes to the F, I'm seeing F right here. So in the lowest possible area, and then G, I see the G right here too. Hello, Jamie Ross! Hopefully you got your guitar and you're ready to play some blues. So over this C minor blues progression, over the first chord, I see a C right here. I see my C pentatonic scale right here, C minor pentatonic. Right here. And when it goes to F, I see an F right here. So I'm just going to play the same thing, F minor pentatonic scale. Just those 5 notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I know that's going back to the C, so it's right here. I play it again, 5 notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then when it goes to the G, look, I'm already right here in this position where you would play G, right? And I'm going to play G minor pentatonic. F right here, this F position where you would normally play an F. And I'm already back to my C. F, C. Into that G of the turnaround. Back to the C again. So there's multiple ways of playing the same notes. If I could play C pentatonic here, or I could play it here. It really just depends on where my fingers are at the time. That's the beauty of the 5 positions of the pentatonic scale, which I made a video on, which basically just there's 5 positions of the minor pentatonic scale, and it's actually the same as the major pentatonic, only it's depends on where the root is. You know, like for instance, here's the C minor pentatonic. It's also the same notes as which would be the E flat major pentatonic. See how happy that is? Now, if you play the minor, see how sad it is? It's the same notes. Where you place it. Okay, but anyway, that's a whole nother story. So we're going to be focusing on just the minor pentatonic in 3 chords: C, F, and G. But on the turnaround, when it gets to the final G, where it's major, right there we're going to play G major. So basically, instead of playing G minor, we're going to emphasize the major third. We could actually also emphasize the augmented note, because that last chord plays that chord. G augmented. Not demented, which is what I am. Demented. Augmented. Which means I'm augmenting, you're lifting, and adding to. All right. Instead of diminishing. Diminished would be if I went down a half step. We're diminishing, we're lessening, augmenting, we're raising. So hopefully you're getting that so far. So I got a little progression here. And this progression is the same thing as, it's a song. It's The Sky is Crying. And it's by Gary B.B. Coleman. Stevie Ray Vaughan made it famous. I mean, at least that's the version that they used to play that on the radio like all the time, which is really cool. They used to play like good music on the radio. Remember those days? All right, I guess I'm just getting old. So anyway, we'll take another swig of the coffee, my Jerry Cherry mug. And hopefully you guys are having a good Sunday so far. It's kind of rainy and gray out here in Brooklyn, New York. How's the weather where you are? How's the weather in Vegas? It's always beautiful in Vegas. I love it. Every time I go to Vegas. It's awesome. You know what they say, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, right? Unless you live in Vegas. All right, so let's get started. Here, I got a little delay. Put some delay on, right? Very long, slow delay. So here's the loop. It's real slow. Okay. It's cranky. My looper's cranky lately. I don't know why, but try it again. Second time's the charm. Rainy and 40 degrees in Eugene, Oregon. Oh, wow. That's early for you there. 10, 12 for you, huh? I love Oregon. I was in Lincoln City, Oregon. Once. It was beautiful. See this F? I'm just picturing this root note. And if I know the root, I could figure out where the other 4 notes are. Back to the C. C note. C minor pentatonic. I know G's coming up, and look, I'm right here in G. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. F. Back to C. To the F note. And with that augmented fifth that I played on that G chord, basically that's the third of the C minor. So I could stay on it. I could bend into the C. It is a good day for blues. It's a very bluesy day. F minor. I'm taking this minor third, and I'm bending it up a little bit. So, That's where we're going to start right there. Hello, Aaron. Aaron Short is awesome. I can't wait to see you rocking at 4 o'clock. He does a live on YouTube at Aaron Short Music at 4 o'clock and plays for an hour or so of very cool covers. And I'll be there. It's really, really great. Great singer, great guitar player, and love the SG. You know, it's funny that I bring this up because someone commented on a video that I made. I think it was a video of a demo that I made for this guitar. And he was like, no one plays the blues on SGs. Why is that? And I thought about that for a second. And I was like, well, there are a couple players that play blues on it. Derek Trucks, amazing slide player. You know, if you know Derek Trucks, plays in the Allman Brothers. And the later rendition of the Allman Brothers. And Eric Clapton and Cream played the SG. But there really isn't that many. I think because Fender is so known for the blues and the single coil pickups, well, these are humbuckers. And this guitar, it's very fragile. Like, it doesn't stay in tune very good. It's a lot of work involved in this one. But when you're playing just the blues single notes, you don't have to be in tune. So I figured today I'm gonna play some blues. I'm gonna use the SG on it. So I forgot his name, the gentleman who left a comment, but hopefully he'll catch this and see. You can play blues on any guitar. So, but I rarely use it for that purpose. And but I love this SG. It's one of the oldest guitars that I have. As far the oldest electric that I have, which is really even not that old. It's from 2008. If you want to see that video I made demoing this whole guitar and the specs on it, I'll put a card and I'll put a link in my description later for that. Sister Rosetta Tharpe played an SG in the 60s. That's right. Duh. How can I forget that? And so that's awesome. Also, was it Sister Rosetta Tharpe? Or there was another woman who she wrote. Believe it or not, it's really funny if you go watch this video. She wrote the Elvis song. What was it? Hound Dog. She wrote Hound Dog, and you could hear her playing it on an SG. And she's out rocking playing the Hound Dog, this woman, and it's just amazing. See this African American woman playing Hound Dog on an SG and singing it. Just sounds great. And don't believe it. So no more guitars. What is that all about? Let's see. That'll be the day. Aaron with no guitars. No more guitars. Okay, well, we'll see about that too. Okay. So, but it's really simple what I'm focusing on. Like, it really helped me with visualizing. Oh yeah, Aaron does play amazing piano. So maybe he'll be playing piano today. So when I play this progression, you can play, a lot of players will play like this. They'll just play in C minor, which is okay. Everyone knows his position. And you can just stay right here all day and night. So I'm just staying all in C minor. C minor pentatonic. Still in C minor. So now you can take it one step further and focus on the F, because it'll give you a little bit more of a chord, what'd you call it, like a target. No, it's the F. See how I'm playing? C minor pentatonic doesn't have this note in it. Watch this. Hear the difference here? The G pentatonic. That doesn't have it in C minor, this note. Fifth I'm already on it, C. F down here. Back to the C. All right. So, hopefully you guys are enjoying that so far, and it's just I'm just kind of trying to simplify this blues, and Jimi Hendrix said, "Blues easy to play, hard to feel," and isn't that the truth? So, hopefully you guys are enjoying that. The tracks that I'm using right here, they're not really tracks. I created a loop with my Boss RC5, and I know you know all about the line of Boss loopers, but I got this one a few months back. I've been working with it, and it's just the RC5, and there's lots of different drums in that, which is cool, you know, as opposed to the RC1, there's no drums. So I got this basically because it has drums built into it, and I'm using the shuffle beat, one of the shuffles, and then I just loop this progression over it. And that's how I got it. And it's pretty cool because you have you could adjust digitally the level of the loop as opposed to the level of the rhythm. They call the drums the rhythm, and the loop is whatever you actually record over it. And so that's the benefit of this. If a lot of times I'll create a track on Pro Tools where I'll actually program a drum, then I'll go and I'll record a bass, and I'll play a guitar, and that's a better sounding track that I'm creating, but that takes an extra half an hour or so to kind of lay that in there. And sometimes you don't have the time to do that for a live like this. So you do something real simple, just kick on this looper pedal, and it doesn't sound as good, but it you get the points basically. And I'm not really emphasizing the pedal or the track. We're working on the this technique and the scales here, so that's kind of like the backing track is exactly what it sounds like. Backing, way back here. And so I'm using the Iridium Strymon Iridium as it's like an amplifier, and so it basically goes into the computer. That's how I'm using the sound of that. It's kind of emulating a Fender Deluxe, I believe. And I brought it to my gig last night as a backup, and I almost had to use it. So I was having some technical difficulties. So hopefully if you're enjoying this lesson, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Should have mentioned that a lot earlier. So, all right, hopefully you guys are having a good time today. And thank you for hanging out with me on Sunday, on this gray day here in Brooklyn, New York. It's probably gray everywhere. let's see, figured out a way last night to send audio from Logic directly to the console. Okay. Yeah. That's cool. I use Pro Tools. So you're using Logic. And with no latency. Yeah. That's it. What's the beauty of the Apollo twin is that it's basically you're going right into the interface and all your sounds or your mic pre's are right there. No latency. So you don't have to go into to your DAW to do all that to get your sound. And these were private parties too that I played last night. It was an 80s/90s birthday party that we did. And the 80s set was kind of old hat, so I've been playing the 80s stuff for so long, but the 90s stuff, the whole set of 90s that I don't play that often, and it was fun. A lot of really cool stuff. So I was actually having a good time. And yeah, the Apollo is cool for sure. And hard to beat slow blues. I know. It's so easy. It's fun to play, especially this one. You know, it's a real slow tempo, and it's really have to. It gives you time to think about executing. You know, and the most important thing is the feel. You know, I try to. You know, you're thinking about a lot of stuff, but you really shouldn't be thinking about anything. You should just kind of be just playing and trying to listen. Listening is the key. Hearing what the chord sounds like and trying to feel, playing with as much feel as you can, rather than thinking, okay, well, what is my technique or what position am I playing in here? So, all right. Thank you, Kelly. So glad that you're loving it. Thanks for hanging out with me and drinking coffee with me on Sunday, playing guitar. Can't think of anything better. I've never actually seen John Mayer play the piano. Even when I met him, he wasn't playing. Even when I taught him how to tune. In case you guys didn't know that, you know, I taught John Mayer how to tune guitar. And if you're watching John Mayer, you know it. You know it. You remember? But I always say he was probably humoring me. And I only say that because it's hard to say the word humor. Humoring me. Which means that I think he knew what I was talking about, but he kind of played like he didn't. He was humoring me. No, he wasn't buying me ice cream. He was humoring me. I just like saying that because it's hard to say. But if you missed that, I made a video on tuning, and so I brought up the story about how I showed John Mayer. I saw tuning his guitar once at an event that I was helping him with, and I didn't know he was going to be there. And Eric Clapton and John Mayer showed up to play guitar. And I saw him tuning, and he was tuning. I'll tell you real quick what I want. He was doing something like this, like he was if he was sharp, he would tune down to the note, and then he would leave it. So what happens is when you do that, as soon as you bend the note, you're going to fall down way flat because of the wind and the way it works. You have to go below the note. Like I'm flat now, so I'd go up. And now, because you're going up to the note, and you pull it, it'll stretch too. That stretching helps now, because now the wound is being pulled up and it's stretched. So now when you bend the note, you're going to be in tune still. I don't know. So now he's like a world famous, amazing guitar player. And he's in tune. And he gives me no credit whatsoever. So let's tune up. Here's an E. It's an A. Remember like the old VHS? But it sounded horrible because the tape fluttered. Like, how am I going to tune to that? All right, so we're getting crazy. We're getting silly here. So let's do another little pass at this, and we'll wrap it up for this beautiful Sunday here, playing blues and guitar, drinking coffee, playing blues. So, all right, check it out. I'll put a little gain on here. No, I'll keep it. I like the sound without it. How easy this is. I mean, listening. I'm listening for the pitch. I'm bending in tune. So I'm picturing the C, pentatonic. Look, I'm in F already. Back to the C. Play the blues note. Diminish. That was fun. All right. So, simple, easy blues. I'm just looking at the root notes of each note, and it just makes it more Simple, because wherever I wind up, I'm not thinking I have to get back to a specific area. I know the note that's coming up. If I'm in C here, if I know I'm going to the F, the next chord, I see an F here. And then I see a C wherever I'm here. If I happen to go up to there, and then the G's coming up, I see a G right here. I know there's an F right here. I know the C's coming up right here. F. G. And you can do that everywhere. Just try to see 3 notes. Not try to see 120 notes. See 3, and then take those 3 notes, and then try to add 1 or 2 to each one. Because if you can see the first note of each chord, then you could build the chord wherever you are. You start to see the intervals of each one of those notes. So anyway, hopefully that was helpful and I described it properly. Let's see. Someone told me when I was starting to play about tuning. So, wait. About tuning. So I always did it. Never knew why. Someone told me that I was starting to play about tuning. Well, what did they tell you about tuning? To actually tune? Or about what I was saying about tuning? I thought it was very important to make that video. It was one of the first, actually it was like the first video that I made when I started the channel about a year and a half, almost 2 years ago. And I just thought it was important because, you know, tuning is important and a lot of people overlook it. And intonation is a whole nother story because the guitar is really not designed to be, it's not in tune everywhere. And it's a real struggle for guitar players. And digital piano players, I'm so jealous because they pull out to the piano and it's perfectly in tune everywhere. Guitar is the hardest instrument to tune, at least in my opinion. But you just keep in like one of the best guitar players that I know. His name's Teddy Kumpel. He's a New York City guitar player. Teddy Kumpel, look him up. I took a handful of lessons from him years back, and he changed my life as far as what he had showed me. And I was talking to him briefly about tuning, and he says, it was just funny, and it always stuck with me. And just keep tuning until you're in tune. That was his answer. Just keep tuning. Like, you'll get there eventually, you know. And that's basically the story, you know, you just keep tuning. No matter how annoying you may be to other people. Just keep tuning. You'll get there. Okay, makes sense. All right, so just keep tuning. Let's tune up. That's the name of the show. Let's tune. So go lower and then up. Yes. Yeah, that's what I said to John Mayer. That's what I taught John Mayer. And that's what I'm telling you now. That if you're sharp, you know, like if your E is here, and you see your tuner, it's like, oh, you're sharp, and you go down to E. Don't even bother to go down to it. Just go down lower. You know, like for instance, like here, like take that. Here's E. See, I'm sharp. I would go down below the note. See? I'll do that, and then I would give it a pull. Right? So you're in tune. So if I bend a note, I'm still in tune. As opposed to if I did this, if I was sharp, so I go down to the note, right? I'm in tune, right? Watch what happens when I bend the note. It falls flat. So you always have to go below the note and up to it. Right, so there you go. Because what happens is the winding, if you go down, you're loosening the tension of the winding, of the wind of the string around the tuning nut, the tuning peg. And so if you go up, you're actually tightening the wind. You're kind of tightening the what is it? There's no slack, so to speak, in the wind right here. It's the best way I could explain it. So go low. Always go low. Give it a tug. That'll pull the string around the wind and tune up at the same time. That's why you'll see a lot of players, if your string's sharp, don't even tune down. First give it a pull. Like if any of your strings are sharp, before I even retune it, I just kind of give it a pull like this, and that'll generally pull it back down to place. And if it doesn't, then tune. Anyway, we went over. Ooh, 40 minutes so far. Okay. Well, thank you guys. That was fun. I love hanging out with you guys and chatting about music and guitars and stuff. So hopefully you picked up something from this blues tip on the easiest way to play minor blues across the neck. If you have any questions about any of this stuff, just let me know in the comments section. Or if you have any ideas of what you'd like me to do next week. It's all for you. So please let me know what you'd like me to do. So hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. I really appreciate you being here with me today. Thank you, David and Aaron and Rosalind and Jamie and Tom and Kelly. It's rocking. So you picked up some stuff from this. That's so awesome. All right. I love you guys, and thanks for spending some time with me today. And, if you guys have check out Aaron today at 4 o'clock. He does a great channel, a great live. He plays really cool songs. And I'll be there at 4 o'clock checking Aaron out. It's a really good time. And Kelly does a live stream as well on Facebook, Kelly's Music Corner, where she does bedtime stories and lullabies every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 o'clock. And that's an awesome show. She's a great singer and tells really cool stories. And I'm on Facebook too on Thursdays at 7:30, where I play covers and originals as well. So that's on over at Facebook. Check that out. Thank you guys for hanging out. I love you. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I know it's gray and rainy out here, but maybe it's not so gray and rainy where you are. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a great week. I'll see you next time. Please let me know in the comments if you have any guitar ideas for me or what you think I could help you with there. So I'd love to know. Love you guys. Ciao. Enjoy your Sunday. And remember, be cool. Be kind, and be cherry. All right? Keep rocking. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.